Hi and welcome to OTC. I'm your host, Buddy 1927. This is episode 6. Um, we are continuing the discussion on the different types of tanks in World of Tanks. This episode we are talking about heavy tanks. Heavy tanks are large and heavy vehicles designed to turn the tide on a battlefield through great force. Heavy armor and powerful cannons make each heavy tank a force to be reckoned with. Heavy tanks are generally slow, heavy, and well armored. The lightest heavy tank weighs approximately 29.2 tons, roughly that of an average medium tank, while the heaviest heavy tank weighs in approximately 190 tons. Heavy tanks' maximum speed vary widely from 13 kilometers per hour for the Talk 2 and up to 65 kilometers per hour as the AMX-50B, but are averagely slower than the medium tank. A heavy tank hull armor can be as thick as 250 millimeters, and the turret can reach thicknesses of almost 300 millimeters. Only a tank destroyer and arty employ the more powerful weapons. The large size and the lack of mobility generally prohibits a heavy tank from performing as a scout. Heavy tanks are best utilized spearheading attacks or denying routes to an enemy attack force. Due to the slow speed of the heavy tank, repositioning quickly is usually not an option. Trying to move to defend a different flank or position. Slow heavy tanks are committed to a route after moving a distance. Heavy tanks are extremely vulnerable to arty fire and fast-moving vehicles that can outmaneuver their turrets. Therefore, it is essential that a heavy tank should move with support to protect them against multiple smaller threats. Heavy tanks usually have a slower turret transfer speed than most medium tanks. Due to the heavy armor, finding weak points and using flanking shots are often needed to penetrate the armor of the heavy tank. The drivers of heavy tanks should learn their own weak points and find ways to protect them. In conclusion, heavy tanks are heavily armored and loaded with powerful guns. As a heavy tank, you are a force to be reckoned with. Just because you are big does not mean that you do not have any weaknesses. Try not to reveal your sides and rears when heading into battle. There is no shame in being part of a second wave. Staying back allows you to eliminate fast and sometimes reckless opponents while protecting your base and friendly SPGs. Working together as a team, a heavy tank can do a lot of damage. So watch your weak spots and do some damage. Here's a clip of a heavy tank. Okay,
time to roll out.
My T-34 on Matt's Forge, and we're going to see what this tank can do. Actually, in this clip, you're going to see this tank hold off 4 tanks and otherwise deny an access road to the enemy. And this is what they're talking about by the heavy tank being slow. As you can see, I'm using the terrain to actually mask my movement as I'm getting ready to get into position. The section I'm going to actually defend is that little road off to the left as you come in through the canyon out to this wide open spot. Okay, you can see I have 2 tanks spotted. I actually hit one of them.
Signaled nearby vehicles. One of our tracks is damaged.
I'm reloading. I'm backing up using the terrain to cover my flank. Already took out one. And right now I'm the only tank other than Artie helping me to hold this area off. As you can see, the last shot actually took a deflect. And I'm trying to keep him lit for Artie and also see if I can try to get a shot on him. Reposition the angle so I get a better angle and get more of a deflection. Angling your tank actually increases the thickness of the armor. Got another deflection. I'm gonna move up a little bit, use that little crop out there, see if I can spot any more tanks. I do have another one. Now I got 2 we've destroyed one. I got 2 tanks I'm trying to hold off right now, and they're also using terrain to help protect themselves. Churchill, tank number 3. So actually, no, that's tank number 4. And as you can see, I'm trying to use terrain to block their shots. And one hit me, the other one ricocheted off the rock. Change my angle so the bullet will try to. As you see, the bullet went right beside me. Hold out there, that's a little too much. Hit him. Back up. Trying to get to the top of that turret, but really don't have a shot on him. Take a shot, missed. Actually did hit his turret, you just can't see the damage that I did to it. And here comes the cavalry to help me out. I'm gonna flush the other 2 tanks were destroyed by Artie. And they're knocking out the 8 AMX. And we're gonna continue up the valley and come on to the backside of their cap. Okay. It's 14-5. They have 1 tank left. Really don't have much damage. Don't have any kills. I've done a lot of damage. Sorry about that. As we continue through, According to XVM, I have 256 damage, which isn't that much for a heavy tank, but it's pretty good. And as you can see, you can tell that this is a slow tank. Okay, they got the other tank spotted. For some reason, they haven't even tried to kill him yet. And as I move into range, there he is. I take aim at him and let the rectal come down, and boom, knocked him out. As you can see, it was a victory. You can see the credits I won, the damage I've done, and you can see I got steel wall out of that. On the next page, you can see here you can see all the tanks I have shot, and on the next page I did rank 3rd in damage. You can see the damage I did have 1 kill and 1 tank destroyed. And on the next page, you can see the breakdown: 10 shots, 7 hits, 6 penetration, and you can see the damage that was done. Now that's how a heavy tank denies access for the enemy. I hope you liked this episode of OTC, and I hope you continue to watch this episode. If you like it, give us likes on YouTube. Any comments, please leave on YouTube or on NAFTA forum. Y'all have a good day.